a chum net for you. And here's a chum net for you. What? You didn't get a chum net? Here's one for you. What? You've never had a chum net? Well, here's one for you. Hey everybody, how we doing today? So welcome to All About the Bait Cyber Monday. We started off Black Friday releasing my brand new custom design. I designed these actual shirts, not the Mahi design. That's Jeff the designer built that. Beautiful design there. But no, I did the actual shirt build. Boom. And this shirt build is going to be the basis of my new lineup of hooded, masked shirts going forward. So I'll have a bunch of new designs coming out this 2025. But this is the first release of it. I'm selling these for $30. Free shipping. It comes with a face mask with little breathing holes, but I'm going to give you the secondary standard face mask, as well as, boom, the matching sticker that goes with it, with the All About the Bait secondary logo, which is the hippie flying fish logo there. Bam, bam. I told Jeff, go colorful, go crazy with it. So he gave me this beautiful hippie inspired flying fish. But that was Black Friday. Then we had Black Saturday. Oh, yeah, that's right. Boom. The Cool Max shirts. 17 different designs. $25 plus free shipping. Plus you get the matching face mask that goes with it. $25. You can check those out as well. And that brings us today to Cyber Monday. Now, one of the benefits of having the biggest collection of chum and chumming accessories, I've got chum rings, chum nets, chum cages, I sell chumming shirts, chumming masks, I've got chumming hats, I've got chumming stickers, I've got chum keychains, right? So when I see something that can be new or something that can be made better, I can go out and basically redesign and manufacture it and add it to my collection. Now for Cyber Monday, one of that is going to be referring to is my brand new, just releasing, the extra long 3/4 inch chum ring / chum net. Bam! Look at this baby. Can I even get it in the screen there? There we go. Boom! Monster! Right? So how this came about is, here in the Keys, summertime, the winds drop down to nothing. That kills the current, so there's really no current. And a lot of times you can go out to the reef and it's like a lake out there. It's just flat, calm, water's not moving, nothing. So what can happen is you put your chum in your chum net, put it over the side, it starts defrosting and putting out chum. Most likely they're just going to go straight down because there's no current. But what can happen is that chum blocks float. Okay, I don't know, a lot of people know that or not. And when you don't have current, you don't have anything pulling against that chum block and keeping in that current. So what can happen is that chum can actually, since it floats, sits right up on top with the chum ring, and it can actually work its way out and basically drift away. Alright, so that's a problem. So that's one of the reasons why I got the extra long, boom, a much bigger, deeper pocket, so when you get that chum down to the bottom there, it'll be much harder for it to kind of weasel its way out and make itself out of the ring there. Now another reason, and it's similar to that, is that because of the longer depth of this net, you can actually either tie it off or just put the ring on one of your cleats in your transom and have the ring just sitting out of the water and that chum block just dangling in the water. Okay, and that does two things. One, there's no way for that chum block to walk its way out of the ring because it's up in the air. And two, it causes the chum to actually flow better. Now, a while back, I did a chum test because I saw chum accessories and chum nets. And I did testing on how long it would take for a block of chum to basically disintegrate using all my different chum nets. So 1/4 inch mesh, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/4, 1 1/2 chum cage. Okay, and to see how long it took to melt away one block of chum. Well, surprisingly, what I learned is it doesn't really make a difference the size of the mesh, outside the fact that 3/4 is the smallest that you should go, because that is the biggest size that chum is ground into. So chum is either roughly less than 1/2 inch and down smaller particles. So with a 3/4 inch mesh, you never have to worry about clumps getting stuck. But anyways, what the main thing I found out was it's the cheese grater effect of the net that actually causes the chum to flow faster. The reason being is a frozen block of chum just put in water won't ever break apart. It defrosts, but all those fibers kind of stick together, all those pieces mesh together, and they might fluffy up and get loose, but they don't fall off, or not all of them fall off, or take a long time, but it takes some sort of movement or that cheese grater action inside the net to basically fluff off pieces to flow it out. So in reality, there wasn't much difference between the 3/4 inch mesh and my commercial 1.5 inch. Now the 1.5 inch basically can sliver off larger chunks, so it could do a little bit faster, but it really didn't make a difference because the chum blocks defrost at the same speed, whether it be in the 3/4 inch mesh or the 1.5. And if it's not defrosted, it's not coming off that block. So that was the biggest thing I found. So it's that cheese grater effect that really makes that difference. So by hanging your ring off your transom or off the side, so just the chum block is basically sitting in the water, anytime that boat moves, it's cheese gratering that chum block and keeping that flow going. The only other way, especially when there's not a lot of rocking going on, is you have to do the fisherman shake, which is grabbing the bag and shaking it, causing that chum to fluff off and start drifting out. So that's another reason for the big chum ring there, chum bag there. And finally, primarily my commercial chum bag, you can see this guy here. Whoa, it's a monster. That's my 1.5 inch commercial chum. That's built kind of because those guys are using cases of chum or putting 1 to 2 20-pound blocks of chum at a time and really push the chum out. So with this one, you can also put a case of chum in without a problem and flow it just as easily if you just happen to like the 1/2 inch and not the 1.5. Okay, so those are the reasons for this guy. I've got it in the chum ring, and I also sell it in the replacement chum bag. So you can use it as a chum bag because I've got the rope on it, but this net basically can be rewoven. So if you have the older style, which does fine, it's worked, that's the standard. It works for 1 or 2 blocks of chum, which is 95% of the people that are fishing out on the reef. You'll hit 1 or 2 blocks. It works fine. But if you have this and you want to go extra long, all right, you can just buy a chum net and just rework it onto your chum ring there, because they're pull apart, and just reweave it on there. So you can check those out on the website. Now for the sale part of it, for any chum bag, chum ring, chum cage, I'm going to be throwing in a free emergency chum bag. All right. So what this is good for, this is basically going to be a 1 inch mesh standard chum bag, just like this, but in a 1 inch mesh, the standard size. What it's useful for, and it's very useful, especially for me that forgets a lot, is you go out to the reef and you got your chum and you're ready to put your chum in your net, and like, oh, forgot the net on the dock or in the car or at home or whatnot. You lost it. You don't have a chum ring. So the only option you have, grab a spoon and sit on that back of your boat and just scoop and dump, scoop and dump, scoop and dump. And that sucks because I've done it a lot. So you can always have that. Second thing that happens are sharks or toothy critters come up, whack your bag with the chum block in it, and boom, your net's got a big old hole in it or so forth. And now what are you going to do? Emergency chum bag. Okay. Or 3, you just get a hole in it, rip in it, so whatever, or whatever happens to it. You have it left over the side. You decide we're going to make a run to a new spot. Boom, you get on plane 40, 50 miles an hour, and then you get to your spot and you go back to the boat and you're like, hey, where's the chum ring at? Oh, you forgot to pull it out and it's way back 10 miles away. No problem. Pull out the emergency chum bag. So you're blocking it, bam, you're fishing because I got your back. All right. So basically, chum ring, chum bag, chum cage. You buy one, you're gonna get one. Now I will say on the chum bag, since I sell them in 1, 2, 5, and 10 packs, it's by pack. So if you buy a 5-pack, you're just gonna get one chum bag. But if you want 5 free extra ones, just buy 5 singles, and then you'll get 5 free packs as well. So get them while they're hot. That's what we're gonna do. So get a shirt, get a chum bag. Bye.